Alright guys, what's going on everyone? Matt here for the Matt Film Show. You guys are new here. Make sure you thumbs up, subscribe if you guys like. Let's get right into today's video. And in today, I'm going to be giving you guys my review of my most anticipated movie of this year. A movie that I never thought would happen. A surprise announcement this year, earlier this year. And if you guys know what I'm talking about Moana 2. Moana 2 is a movie that I've been waiting for the past um 9 months. Um Maybe 9 or 10 months. You guys know how much I love the first Moana. I love Moana. Okay. And I I I loved that first film so much. I loved Maui. I loved Moana. I loved Maui, the grandma, her family, the all the characters. Hey, the chicken, the pig. I loved everything about Moana. I loved the music. I loved the movie beginning to, and I've seen that movie so many times, and I never get tired of watching the first Moana movie, the first Moana film. I watch it beginning to end and then love it even more. Even watching it over multiple times. I love that first Moana multiple times. And then it was when Bob Chapek, who took over Bob Iger when he retired, um, announced, I think it was in 2020, the Disney Investors Day, that they had planned to make a sequel to Moana in the form of a TV series. And that kind of upsetted me. I was very disappointed about that. Um, because that was the point where Disney was trying to make as much content for Disney Plus, right? They wanted to boost up Disney Plus. They did the shorts of Cars, shorts called Cars on the Road. They did the direct sequel, as what they call it, for Monsters at Work, for Monsters Inc. A direct sequel to the for Monsters Inc., which I don't really consider that as a direct sequel. I did not enjoy that show. And they released season two, right? Last year, I think it was. Or was it earlier this year that season two came out? Can't remember. I didn't enjoy it. I'm gonna be honest. And I did not finish season two of Monsters at Work just because I just fell off that show. I kind of wish we actually got a proper sequel to Monsters Inc. Now, I've heard a rumor that they are making a Monsters Inc. 3. I do not know if that's true or not. I hope it's true. You know, the same thing goes for another Cars. I hope those two rumors are true, but only time will tell. I hope one day they announce Monsters Inc. 3 and Cars 4, but we can only dream. I hope those days would come. But as of right now, Monsters at Work is quote unquote the direct sequel to the original Monsters Inc. I don't consider it as a direct sequel. I do not even enjoy this show at all. So, but until then, there's two Monsters Inc. films, right? Monsters Inc. and University. And I'm hope that the rumor of Monsters Inc. 3 that's rumored to be in development ends up being true, and as well as Cars 4. Now, anyways, um, I never thought that we would get a sequel to Moana. And every year begging and waiting for a sequel to be made. And we get the announcement of the TV series that they announced at D20 at the Disney's Investors Day. I think it was back in 2020 was when this was announced. Correct me if I'm wrong. But when Bob Chapek took over as CEO, and like I explained right now, you know, trying to make as much content for Disney Plus, and very disappointed that they were going to make it into the form of a show. Um, do not know why he thought about that. I do not know who at Disney or Bob Chapek why he thought that that was a smart thing to do to make a sequel to Moana on the small screen, not on the big screen, right? And when that was announced, my hopes and dreams of a sequel of Moana were gone. I never would have thought that we would get a sequel. I then, earlier this year, towards the end of last year, Bob Chapek got fired and Bob Iger returned as the CEO for Disney, who's been the CEO of Disney since 2005 until 2020. and took over again. And now he's the CEO again. And the minute that he came back, he announced Toy Story 5, Toy Story 5, Zootopia 2, and Frozen 3, which was last year, right? And I was like, where's Moana 2? And so every year they kept doing these announcements, right? When he took over Disney. And I was hoping at that day when they announced Frozen 3, Zootopia 2, and Toy Story 5, that they would announce the sequel to Moana. And that never happened. Or and Encanto. But right now we're talking about Moana. And it never happened. And I kept losing hope because I loved the first one so much. The first one has been the number one streaming movie on Disney Plus, and I think of every streaming service, I believe, for the last couple of years now. Um, and so, why would you not make a sequel to Moana? The movie is so beloved. A lot of people love Moana, like me. I fell in love with that movie. I like I said, I fell in love with Moana. I fell in love with Maui, with the grandma, with all her family, every single hate the chicken, the pig. I fell in love with everything about the world of Moana, and I wanted to see more of Moana. I want to see more of Maui, more of these characters, right? To see where to take these characters next, right? What their next adventures will be, and I thought I lost hope. I thought it would never happen until earlier this year. Bob Iger announced that they were going to make Moana 2 a feature film releasing this November. Um, and the thing that feared about me was this was supposed to be a show turned into a movie. And was this going to affect me? They did this last minute, right? This movie or what was very, very well in development as a TV series for Disney Plus. Last minute, Bob Iger decided to make this into a film. And so in my head, going into this sequel, even when they announced the movie, the sequel, very, very excited about it. You guys know me. Very proud. I made a video talking about the announcement of Moana 2. Has been in my head. That was my number one worry about this movie. Was that this was supposed to be a show? How were they going to able to make this into a movie? Was it even going to work as a movie? You know what I mean? And so I'm gonna get more into that. But right now, I would talk to you guys about the premise, the cast, and 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 my overall thoughts um, about the movie and what I thought about it. Um, the premise is after receiving an unexpected call from her wayfinding ancestors, Moana must journey to the far seas of Oceania into the dangerous long lost waters for an adventure unlike she has ever faced. The voice cast includes Auli'i Kawaro, hope I'm pronouncing her name right, as the voice of Moana, Dwayne Johnson as the voice of Maui, Nicole Switzinger, I'm butchering the name, I apologize, as the voice of Sina, which is Moana's sister. She has a little sister in this film. Tamura Morrison as the voice of Tui, which I believe he is the character um, who played Boba Fett on the Book of Boba Fett and the Mandalorian, and the dad in Aquaman. Correct me if I'm wrong, is that guy. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments below. And Alan Tudyk as Hey the Chicken. Something about this movie was the music that I did not enjoy. I love the soundtrack in the first Moana. And I could sing to you guys the songs from Moana. You know what I mean? And don't get me wrong. There are some songs that I enjoyed that from this movie, but it was very little. Those songs are Beyond, We're Back, and Can I Get Chihu, the new song from Maui. Those are the songs that I enjoyed. All the other songs I did not care about. I did not enjoy the songs. And I think a lot of that thing has to do with Lin-Manuel Miranda being absent. I do not know why they never got him back to the songs from Moana 2. I do not know why Disney never contacted him back. Maybe he was busy doing some other projects, so he probably couldn't do the songs from Moana 2. I do not know what happened there, but Lin-Manuel Miranda, I love him. He did the songs for Encanto, and I love, you know what I mean, the Encanto songs. I love Encanto. I love that movie, and I love all the music, all the songs from Encanto, and the same thing here for Moana. I love Moana, one of my favorite Disney movies in the last couple of years, besides Encanto, and I love all the songs of the first Moana. And right here, what lacks about this movie, unfortunately, is the music. To me, it did not land. You know what I mean? I did enjoy Beyond. I did enjoy Kind of Get Chihu, right? We're back. You know what I mean? But those did not, it did not match the vibes. It did not match the the songs from the first film. You know what I mean? The first one had a lot of bangers. You know what I mean? How Far I Go, um, You're Welcome, um, the one with the Shiny, right? The Shiny, the one with the crab. Um, I Am Moana. There's a ton of songs I love in the first one, and here is the lack of music. So I do not know. Like I said, they should have brought Lin-Manuel Miranda back. I do not know why they didn't. And if there's a third one, um, I hope Lin-Manuel Miranda comes back. I hope they actually ask him to come back for the third one to make the songs again. Because without him, I think you could tell the absence of how great Lin-Manuel Miranda writes songs, right? He did an amazing job in the first one, but I think it's two guys who did the songs for this one. It did not work for me at all, and so you could tell the lack of music here, there. Um, so there's that. Um, Moana here is older, right? She's a little bit older now here, and has a younger sister, right? Named Sima, and I enjoyed that character of Sima. I think she's there, Yumi as the big sister, teaching her little sister to be a warrior, not warrior, a to be like her, right? To be a leader, right? Like Moana, right? So I thought that was kind of neat, you know what I mean? That they introduced her little sister here. Um, and her little sister, she was very, very adorable, you know, very, very adorable little sister. And I loved the screen time with Moana and her sister. And I thought that was really, very good. And if there is a third one, I would like to see more of that togetherness, that dynamic between Moana and her sister. I would love to see more of that. And I just enjoyed her sister. And every single time her little sister was on screen, I had a great time with her being on screen when I watched Moana too. Um, uh, you know what I mean? So basically, she gets a vision from her ancestors. Uh, Tatu, Tuwai, however I pronounce the name right, Vasa, who tells her the reason why is no one is connected to the ocean anymore is because the evil storm god now wanted power over the mortals. Then she meets a group of people. She assembles a crew, right? A team of people from Motunui craftsmen named Lotto, who and Maori fanboy Moni, and grumpy elderly farmer Kiki, and with her she brings Hey Hey the chicken and the pig, right? Pug, um, Pua is the pig. The Pua the pig, Pua is the name of the pig, and I I I think that's a very good. I love the pig. I love Pua and Hey Hey from the first film. The you know them going on those little adventures in the first film and the second film, it worked very, very well. And I love seeing Pua and Heihei with Moana and Maui together. That was really good. Um, and so she brings there to find the island, right? She's looking for this island to go find them. So she 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 gets this crew to help her find this island that she's been looking for. Um, and I thought that was very, very. Uh, I thought that was great. You know what I mean? I thought the story that they told for the sequel was very, very interesting, and I actually enjoyed that. Now, there was, but just because I enjoyed it doesn't mean I enjoyed this movie. Like I said, explained before, I was kind of underwhelmed with this movie because I think that they had a lot of potential for this sequel that just didn't. The crew was fine, you know what I mean. I just don't think that it was like that this was a big enough story to tell for the sequel. You know what I mean. I think if they would have came up with some other ideas for a better story, I think it could have worked better. So that was the lack of this, you know what I mean? And unfortunately, I am very, very sad and disappointed with Disney. You know what I mean? Waiting 8 years for this to happen and not um being not delivering, right? After the success of the first one. Personally, I would prefer the first Moana over this. And I don't think this is a bad film. I'm not saying that you should not watch Moana 2. I'm not saying that this is one of this is the worst one. I'm not saying that this is one of the worst sequels or anything. No, I enjoyed some moments. I had its moments that I enjoyed, right? I enjoyed these moments. I enjoyed some of these moments, but fortunately, this is a sequel that just did not land for me, did not stick to me. I don't think that it reached the level of the first film. To me, Moana, I still love Moana, and Moana is still at top. And I kind of wish that this one would have made a little bit better. I kind of wish the music was a little bit better. Could have wished I would be jamming with the soundtrack of Moana too. You know what I mean? Because I enjoyed every music from the first one. Like I said, Lin-Manuel, they did an amazing job writing the music there. And you can tell, like I explained earlier, the lack of Lin-Manuel Miranda. You wanted Lin-Manuel Miranda here, right? Excuse me. And you could tell that you're missing him. And I just do not understand why they couldn't get him. You know what I mean? He was probably busy, you know what I mean, doing some other project for another studio. I do not know you know what I mean? But if there's a third one, I hope that there is a that they bring Lin-Manuel Miranda back. Do not expect a lot of Maui. Maui was hardly in this. It was less Maui, more on the the crew and Moana and the crew, right? Assembling the crew had more screen time than Maui. Maui was kind of just there, just doing his own thing. You know what I mean? And it kind of sucks, you know, because I love Maui. I loved what he did in the first film. I loved that character. And which is kind of sucks that we did not get a lot of Maui in this one. And and so the lack of Maui here is kind of disappointed me because I really loved that character. I really enjoyed that character. I kind of wish we would have had more of Maui. But you know what I mean? But overall, you know what I mean? This is not the same level as the first film. The music is not there. Could have been better. Could have been written better. I you could tell that this was made for TV. Some parts of it. I just kind of wish that they would have done a way better job. You know, I mean, 8 years after the first one, I would have thought that they had all this time to develop a proper to make a sequel the best ability as they can. And for me, they did not deliver that. They had 8 years to make the best soundtrack. The ability is to can maybe even to surpass the first Moana. They didn't. I do not know why they couldn't get Lin-Manuel Miranda back. Um, the music wasn't that great. You know what I mean? There's only three songs I enjoyed. You know what I mean? And which sucks. You know what I mean? I wanted to love this movie like how I loved the first one, but I don't think even a couple more viewings of this movie, if I watched it 15 times, I don't think that I would love this movie. It's nowhere near as in that level, which is kind of which kind of sad for me, which kind of sucks and it's sad because I expected that. You know what I mean? Because how amazing the first film was. I and I was here expecting that this movie would be $1 billion movie, and unfortunately, I don't think that's not going to be the case here. It's I don't think that it's not going to be $1 billion movie. I thought it was going to be. You know what I mean? But now after watching this, being disappointed, and you know what I mean, and it's still, you know what I mean, it had its moments. It had some enjoyable moments. And I'm not saying that this movie is bad from beginning to end. No, it had its moments, some great moments that I enjoyed. But there was some moments overall that I just didn't. It did not work for me, and I came out somewhat disappointed. And waiting 8 years for this, a movie that I love so much from the first film, and just wait 8 years waiting patiently, begging Disney to finally, please Disney, make a sequel to Moana, and they come out with this. I expected better from them, and I I just wanted to love it, but I didn't. You know what I mean? But overall, that's my review for Moana 2. Uh, the lack of music, you know what I mean? The lack of Maui. Wish there was more of Maui. Wish there was amazing songs in this, which there wasn't. The story was decent. It wasn't there, all quite there. Um, but overall, I did not enjoy this. I did not enjoy this. I did not love this movie. I enjoyed some parts of it, not everything. And I kind of wish that this was a way better. Kind of wish I did a way better job with it. Um, I think that was it worth it? Look, the thing is, I'm happy that there was a sequel. I'm happy that this was made. I'm finally happy that they finally made a sequel, but disappointed that the way it turned out to be. So at the end, you know what I mean? I think it is what it is. I do not know if there's gonna be a third one. I hope there's a third one. And if there is a third one, Disney, if you're watching this, please get Lin-Manuel Miranda back for the third film to do the music again. Please get. If you're not gonna get Lin-Manuel Miranda for the third film, I do not know. Then just don't make it. I don't know, but I love Moana. I love this character. I just want to see more of this character done right, written better. You know what I mean? And I love the character. I want to see more of him and want him to be written better. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, you know what I mean? It turned out where it turned out to be. And unfortunately, I was happy for the 8 year wait, but fortunately, kind of came out a little bit of disappointment for me. But overall, thank you guys so much for watching this video. You guys need to make sure to thumbs up, subscribe, because like, let me in the comments below what was your thoughts on Moana 2. Did you guys enjoy this movie? Did you guys come a little bit of disappointment like me? Was there some parts that you enjoyed, some parts you didn't like me? Did you guys enjoy the music or didn't like me? Let me know in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for your continued support, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace out.